Julie Smith, and it's a privilege and honor to be here with you today from the city of Tifton. If you have any questions concerning the city of Tifton,
From the city called 229 ENT, man. Traebeanz, what's good, man? You in the sit down. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling wonderful, man. VDot Carter, Tyree, what it do? Y'all already know.
What it is.
Yeah.
Yo, we talking about branding, man. Like, who were some of your early inspirations when it comes to the music or just the entertainment industry all the way around, man? I know you pretty like self-taught with your stuff, but who are some of your inspirations that inspire you to move like you move?
Man, musically, I'm elements of everything that, we grew up on, that we, pretty much got a basis on. So, I mean, I'm elements of Luther, Tyrese's, anybody that you hear, but I have my own sound as well. But business-wise, man, Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, like, those are my two musical business mentors that I can say I'm the closest thing to.
No doubt, no doubt. Man, tell the people a little bit about your background. I know you used to be the VP over there at Perfect Music Records, man. Tell us a little bit about, just how you got started and what kind of got you in that position.
Well, yeah, really started in the game like super early. Got a deal like at 16, around the age 16. The same person who actually discovered Diddy, Father MC. I'm pretty sure y'all boys remember that. Treat them like they want to be treated. So you could imagine growing up hearing that on the radio. You're a fan of music, and then you meet this guy who is that guy you was listening to. So it started from there, man. Like, really got a bogus deal. None of it true. Like, we're from a small town. If you Tom, Dick, or Harry and saying you're trying to sign us, we're with it. But at the same time, this Father MC. But long story short, from then on, I got pulled out of school, all this extra shit where it wasn't a real deal. And from then on, man, I just made a vow that, you feel me, nobody will never be able to get me business-wise on any type of paperwork, any type of negotiations, anything. So it started from there, bro, and really just started doing my independent grind, working my way up, and finally landed a spot running a company. Some guys from my city doing their thing. They had an little independent buzz with a couple of artists, and they really just wanted to get their label situated. So they reached out to me, man, and we made a lot of power moves before the typical shit, most guys in the streets. So the top dog went to the feds. So went from there, and after that, man, just continued with the marketing director that was from Perfect Music Records. Her and I locked in because we had to build a brand. So instead of continuing the brand, which we made pretty solid throughout Atlanta and outside of Atlanta with PMR, Perfect Music Records. So since they were gone, it was like, why not just go ahead and brand the marketing company, Treasure Marketing, at the time that I was with. We ended up just going full-fledged, man, and really, really with God's grace, at the same time with a little strategic planning and, grinding, doing your thing.
Yeah.
We made a real impact to the point where my people, they're still doing their thing. I just parted ways to brand my own brand, but everything's in position. Like, their accolades are there, making the money now. So, and I'm still tied into it legally to make my own money. Thank God. But yeah. So that's how that thing started, bro.
That's what's up. So tell us a little bit about how you ended up getting the recognition, man, back in 2017, the 40 under 40, with the Rural Leader magazine, man. How was that experience right there?
Hey, bro, I don't know how I actually got it, to be honest with you, but I know where it came from. It came from like I said, when we were branding PMR and Treasure Marketing kind of at the same time. I was just doing a bunch of community stuff that I always been doing before, anything. I try to always like put myself on like the artists, how they're on the major labels. well, major level, and they do like community stuff. I try to do it on a lower level just to be doing the same. So we were doing stuff for Albany Tech, enrollment. We had raised enrollment like 90% just by us doing concerts and stuff out there, like stuff like that. So I guess the people of the city saw my work and stuff like that. So they nominated me for it, and I ain't gonna front, but like, you know, I'm a universal guy. Like, I'm not just hood. Like, I'll be in the corporate doors and stuff too. But to be in here and be nominated with judges, lawyers, like, you know what I mean? They all in here, and I'm from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was super dope, and to be able to actually network and market while I was at the event to create a music festival, barbecue festival, like during the stuff. So it was like real surreal to me, brother, to be honest with you.
No doubt, man. And we see you, and we definitely see you keeping everything going, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into some. We're gonna go ahead and get into some of this music, man. You got a couple of videos sent over, man. The Tifton and the Turn Up, V Carter, man. I know you got something loaded for us, man. You know what I'm
Carter.
saying? We're gonna
Good
go ahead.
afternoon.
We're gonna
My
go
name
ahead
is
and get into
Julie
it.
Smith, and it's a privilege and honor to be here with you today. From the city of Tifton. If you have any questions concerning the city of Tifton,
From the city called Tifton. From the city called Tifton. From the city called Tifton. Georgia, close to Florida, Tifton. Yeah. I'm from the city called Tifton. I'm from the city called Tifton. Georgia, close to Florida. City with a lot of love. My family greet you with a lot of hugs. There's southern baggers in our bloodline. I gotta represent that 229, yeah. Now there's some real and some fake folks. I guess that's how it is everywhere you go. But if you wanna have you a good time, take you a trip down 75, yeah. Keep you thinking that we country, but we city. This baby Miami, our women thinking pretty. I really love my city. I said I really love my city. I said I really love my city. Summertime, family reunions, cookouts, you know what we do, man. That's the southern love you see on TV. City called Tifton. From the city called Tifton. From the city called Tifton. Georgia, close to Florida, Tifton. I'm from the city called Tifton. I'm from the city called Tifton. Georgia, close to Florida.
No doubt, man. Now today, man, what's some of the music you putting in today? We know you got the old school vibe, and you got your legends that you look up to. What's some of the newer things that you listening to still give you that feel?
Honestly, bro, I ain't now one of them old guys that don't like the jits. Like, I'm the guy on the hook, whether it's gonna be top 100 or whether it's gonna be urban, you know, top 100. So I listen to the newer young jits, like, you know what I mean. I like that boy, you know, Chopper. That boy NBA Young Boy. I rock with a lot of his music because he talking a lot of street stuff, but he really writing good records. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm rocking with that. So, I like everybody. I just, you know, if I can tell if you got that star single hit quality, and that'll lock me in. So I'm good with you. So it's a lot of people that influence what I got going on, but like I said, still really have my own sound and own lane.
No doubt. Now, what else do you have going on aside from the music? I see you, like, and we talking about that branding tonight. So you got the clothing line. You got a website for that. What are some other things that you have going on?
The website's coming. I actually got shut down, of course, with Corona, with everybody else. I was just trying to do a definitely in studio shoot instead of the typical outside type nature stuff. So the website should be available. Within a couple of weeks, we should be able to shoot with that. And whatever else I got going on. I'm producing a documentary on a coach from here, Tommy Blackshear. He's a legendary coach. In '96, they won a state championship. In that same year, Dateline NBC featured them, a feature story. And General Swartz, he was the Desert Storm's general. Well, he only nominated like three or four heroes in the United States of America. So during that time, they came through and honored him and his team, and they basically built a great program, a great legacy. From having nothing to Nike is sponsoring. They're playing Kobe them in Alaska in tournaments. So that type of situation, but the depthness of the documentary comes from not only just the great men and basketball players, or programs, should I say, that he created, but more or less the great fathers, the coaches, the semi-pro guys. Like, he created a line, maybe 17 years of just great guys that turned out to be, good individuals. So I'll tag y'all guys on the page, but we have a Facebook page. The Documentary Coach is the name of it. But definitely something trendsetter, man. It's more of a documentary, but also like an autobiography, reality TV and documentary at the same time. So you'll get clips of bio stuff at the same time. You'll get real life of us following up to some of these guys that are coaches at Georgia Tech up under him. You know what I mean? So just real life, man, not just selling a fake, glimpse of a coach. No, man, this is real. Like, he really in contact with these guys, like Kip Moore. He's like one of the top country artists in country music. That's his '96 player, still in contact, still close, take him out to the shows. So following up on him, Pablo Machado, he's one of his players that's over in Venezuela. So, you know what I mean? Just traveling, getting all this footage, doing all that, putting together, bro.
No doubt, man. I see you definitely active in the community, man. Just out there with it, man. Who are some other on the musical side or whatever? Who are some other artists, or are you working with anybody in your local city, or what kind of love do you get as far as the hometown go when they try to reach out? Because it looks like you're trying to do a lot of positive things. You've been doing a lot of positive things. How effective, or how are you impacting the actual Tifton community on the musical aspect as well?
Man, like I think 2002, a local station from here, I got a chance to perform at the Pool Palace in Atlanta, but a local station from here, they actually paid me. That's some crazy shit. But they paid me for my trip to get the footage. Well, while up there, I'm a grinder, bro. Like, I got this big camera crew. I got this microphone. I end up calling one of my partners who sing a cappella gospel with me growing up. Like, how we got to the steps of the record deal. He's actually one of the artists, that's a part of the record deal. Correct. Well, he sings background right now for Selena Johnson, John Legend, all these type of people. Anyway, during this time, I was up there in the daytime and just trying to get some footage, and my guy was at American Idol audition. So I ended up rolling up on him at the Georgia Dome, and the American Idol auditions, he didn't make it. So I understood that they were casting, because this Negro, he sings Karen Clark Shield. I mean, all these people, this is warm-up vocals, you feel me? So if they didn't pick him, I know they trying to look for a certain type, right? Yeah. So my boy, he was like, yo, what you gonna do? I'm like, look, pull out the camera. We about to get busy. So I just started asking people, what's your name? Where you from? Did you audition? So it turned into, everybody was mad, like, yo, I can sing. They're not really picking. So it turned to one person singing for me, 10 people, 50 people. Now the people from Fox hit me like, the lady from Fox, she's watching us, and she's really trying to shut us down because she see the camera. So she think we're like ABC or some rival that's trying to get all the footage. So when she pop up on us, we get to talking, and bro, I'm up here hustling because I see she trying to shut us down. You feel me? So I'm like, man, I just cut her off. Listen, I understand that y'all own the rights to Idol. If I meet a winner, I'm just gonna ask them where they from and how does it feel to go to the next round. That lady looked at me like, who the fuck are you? She started writing me a press pass, but we didn't know what the extent. Like, I could have went in there and seen Simon. I could have went in there and did all that. But what happened, she shut the whole circle down, and nobody couldn't interview anybody coming in but me. So it turned to 3,000 people I interviewed hosting American Idol. So fast forward to bring it back home to the TV station that covers 18 counties that's here. So before then, they were already supporting me, but then that locked in like all my support, because you see a nigga from the 229 literally hosting the American Idol auditions at the Georgia Dome with Fox. Like, this nigga was just on the block like 5 months ago. Like, you feel me? So yeah, so that's a lot of it, bro. I've been really, really grinding for a long time, and people don't know like where the Trey Charles comes from. If you see my vision right here, my eyes,
no
my
doubt,
eyes are 2 different colors, as you see. I have an eye condition called keratoconus, which I am one of the international spokesmen for the eye condition, and I'm also a business partner in the Keratoconus University. And man, I'm a big advocate of vision awareness. My surgery, my eyes were saved. I have 20/40 vision when I was almost blind.
no doubt.
So that's why I try to tell everybody, like, for real, this is serious talk when I talk about vision. So you know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff going on with me, brothers. I'm really out here fucking working. Like, I'm working.
Man, yo, Traebeanz B, man, this man, we talking about Brandon tonight, man. This man is literally all the way engrafted, all the way around everything that he's doing, man. He's really, really living it out, man. And man, it's really the story. I definitely want to say, man, I'm definitely glad to have you on, and to just have you to be so open with your brand, man. And I just definitely want to say hats off, salute to what you're doing. And I definitely want to encourage the people, man. I know we was talking a little bit off air. What are some of the qualifications, man? What are some of the things you're gonna be looking for in artists that you want to work with to help take it to the next level?
Man, really just the same thing that everybody else look for. Just the hunger and that glow. You know what I'm talking about? Like, bro, listen, like I tell niggas, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000. The position that I work to be in and get in, like, I have a lot of program directors, I have a lot of mix show DJs, and I ain't talking about like 10. I'm talking about with Perfect Music Records. If you look up Mix Show Live 2013, we dropped 20 bands to sponsor the whole event. You feel me? So we paid for every DJ's room, all that shit. So we really from South Georgia. So we end up forming relationships with these people.
Talk about
so yeah. So until I worked my way and I got my paper straight, it was like, now get the material. Here's the material part. So we have the chance. Everybody be saying they team players and shit, but if I got a chance to ride your wave and I fuck with you and it can get me in, and I know all I need to do is what you need me to do. All I need is artists to get a song with me, get you another single not featuring me, put it in my packet, and we can push it. I have distribution through 1RPM right now, but I mean to get the check, the publishing side, the writer, and the goddamn artist side of the check. Why don't y'all jump on? Because when I attack this radio, I got, I think 14 features already that I'm attacking radio with. Just features. You feel me? Being said, if you hungry and you feel my movement, what I got going on, you feel me? Send it over. Let's work. It ain't always about the paper. You know what I mean? We can do this paperwork and split it up. At the same time, I'm trying to eat. But if you're hungry, you could definitely reach my partners, you know what I mean, and link up all that connect. As a matter of fact, go through the Richard Show to link up anything off of this right here. Go through the Richard Show and get that booking locked in for anything y'all trying to do, because we just spoke off air. We're cranking up this mixtape for producers and artists. So yeah. Let's do that.
No doubt. V, man, I know you got a lot. I know you got a lot of things you want to speak on, man, and just on branding, man, and just, anything you want to just add on top, man, of what Traebeanz is talking about.
Man, I like it. I like it. We always have conversations, between me and you, Snow, about branding. I mean, a lot of times people think that, your name, your logo, your tagline, that's kind of like your brand. It's part of your identity. You know what I mean? It's really,
They
it's
don't
really,
get that.
it's really who you are. You know what I mean? Like who you representing and how you representing it. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a marketplace for you too. Like how you represent yourself. Once when you say I'm a brand, that means it's not about you anymore. You know what I mean? It's about that's just your stamp, it's your identity, but how you want it to be represented to the world. You know what I mean? It's not about you no more. Sometimes you do got to do those things where it's not really what you want to do. It's something that's going to get you to that next level. And then when you get to that next level, guess what you got to do? You got to make it be real. You got to live it. Like just how we're doing with this platform right now, we're branding it to be organic. You know what I mean? So we're going through the process right now. So this is the process that we're going through, and anybody else that's going to see what we're talking about, they're going to see that we're doing this organically. And if you follow these steps, these tools necessary, then we get to the next level. But a lot of times, man, they just don't understand the background of branding and what it really means.
No doubt, no doubt.
Work.
How important? I want to throw it out there, and Trey, I know you want to chime in as well, man. Now, how important is ownership throughout the whole process? With the way the industry is now, it's so easy to just grab that beat or just to just work on a project. And now you even have a lot of producers that are giving away the packs. They're saying you have the unlimited leases and things like that. Can you kind of touch on that, V? I know you got a lot of history with the production. So if I get a pack from a producer and they're telling me I paid $25, $50, they doing all these deals now. So I only paid $25, maybe $50, but they giving me like 5 beats and they're telling me I have unlimited lease. What is that? For the people, like what is that unlimited lease really? What can I really do with that?
You really can't do
Like,
with it.
to me,
We're gonna let V on, and then I'm gonna come to you, Trey.
go ahead.
Go ahead, V.
Well, I'm a producer, right? Too, songwriter, artist, and all that good stuff. But with that, to me, man, you don't get nothing from that, really. To be honest, it's really like it's a money making scheme for the producers. But it's like, okay, I'm giving you that lease, but I don't know if you're giving that lease to somebody else. You know what I mean? Because time and time again, we run into like what SoundClick, right? So SoundClick is known to give everybody music for free. They download it for free. You may think you have a lease on that particular track, but somebody else bought that same lease. Somebody else bought that same lease, and somebody else bought that same lease. So my advice to anybody that's really wanting to get into the game is get that relationship built with that producer. So therefore, whatever content that producer is making is developing your sound. You know what I mean? Because I've heard time and time again, I used to do it myself. I'm not even gonna, hold you guys right now. I'm gonna be 1,000%. I looked at it as a business opportunity. If they liking my song or liking my beats, I'm gonna lease it to how many people I'm gonna lease it to build my brand. You know what I mean? To build my name. But I also know that it's not good branding too, because I'm not building a marriage with artists that I can actually put an artist to the main front, or to say that, okay, I made that artist, this artist made me, we kind of game up together. It's not happening that way. Everybody's looking for that loophole right now. So, you know what I mean? I always tell the artists, look for a production that's going to get you to that next level. Actually work with the artist work with the producer, so they can build that next sound. They can build that next Drake. They can build that next DaBaby. Everybody wants to sound like everybody, but until you really sit down and work with the next person, the next producer, you're never going to get the full result on what can possibly happen.
No doubt. So long. Well, I'm gonna let Trey, and then I'll get my wrap up on it. What's good, Trey? What's your input? What's your input about just ownership and how important it is within within the business.
Nah, I was just saying, bro, everything V was saying, like, super true. And just some game for any artists that are listening. Like, those sites that are doing that, they're trying to let you lease, and then they still own mechanical rights. If I lease or buy anything from you, you don't get any of my mechanical rights, period. So that's a grand hustle within itself. So the ownership part of it, man, most of the times, bro, like V said, I probably got like 11 producers throughout my my grind that have helped me build sound. So we just have paperwork. But the other tracks that I have, I try to buy them all. So that way, that other 50% and then ownership of the master too. You feel me?
From the city called Tilton. From the city called Tilton. From the city called Tilton. Florida, Tilton. I'm from the city called Tilton.